I have got many fond memories of driving M5s through the years, from my initial road trip down to the BMW plant in Spartanburg back in 1999 with a stick shift model, to the V10s, and now to a plug-in hybrid. This here is the all-new M5, a very complex machine that sometimes tries to outthink itself.
Before we dig in, let's confront the elephant in the room. This dirty, brownish purple paint called sepia metallic is the last M5 color I would ever choose. It's hard to believe someone would pay $5,000 for this, but I digress. What's most noteworthy about the new M5 is that it A, is now a plug-in hybrid capable of 27 miles of all-electric driving, B, is longer, wider, taller, and heavier, and C, though it's not quicker off the line, it still possesses more rapidity than any law-abiding driver will ever need. Priced from $123,000, and yes, despite its 50 mpg equivalent rating, there's still a gas guzzler tax. This G90 M5 boasts over 700 horsepower and over 700 pound-feet of torque, significantly more than the F90 generation. The electric motor integrated into the 8-speed automatic is the secret sauce in this equation, amplifying the output of the familiar 4.4-liter twin-turbo V8. Additional cooling is needed for the electric components, thus these huge air intakes below the kidney grill. Will these pose a problem? Though there's an extra 1,000 pounds to haul here, the immediacy of the e-motor's supplemental torque injects EV responsiveness into passing maneuvers. Its launch-controlled 0 to 60 time may be 0.3 slower than before, but at speed, throttle responses feel even more rapid. That being said, 0 to 60 in 3.4 seconds is still more than enough to stimulate endorphin release. The rear-biased all-wheel drive system is now complemented by standard rear-wheel steering and a dizzying array of electronic configurations to essentially craft an M5 with multiple personalities. Want to run errands using only battery power? Press the M Hybrid button and switch into electric mode. Or operate it as a gas-electric hybrid, allowing driving conditions to dictate the power flow. Or when it's time for high-performance driving, dial it up to Sport or Sport Plus and keep both the engine and motor fully involved in the action. While almost every car these days has some sort of pre-configured drive settings, BMW's M cars have taken this kind of control to a granular level, which on the surface seems cool, but in reality makes it unnecessarily confusing for the driver.
So here's what I've learned about the M5 this week. These high-performance hand-cooked tires really don't like these cold, wet roads, and unfortunately, well, that's all Mother Nature seems to give us here in upstate New York this time of year. They also tramline like crazy, making this anything but a friendly highway cruiser. Next up, I find these seats to be terribly uncomfortable, and I understand that is a subjective issue and you may love them yourself, but for me, they're frankly just too firm and don't provide enough lower back support. In terms of ergonomics, I'm afraid BMW has lost its way yet again. The drive controls on its M cars are unnecessarily complex and confusing, and the iDrive settings, which had been making strides in recent years towards simplicity, have once again gone off the rails. So user-friendly, the M5 is not. But this car's hallmark trait is definitely its effortless momentum. With the electric motor on board here, this car will just pull for days. It's really extraordinary. But there really aren't any public roads that can really do it justice. However, when you're trying to wake the car with your right foot out of its docile hybrid mode, it often creates confusion for the hybrid powertrain, leaving you waiting for that performance that you just commanded. And lastly, you might be surprised by this, but the ride quality and everyday drivability here is very good. So you could drive this every day with absolutely no problems, and a lot of that can be done on electric alone, which is quite impressive. But the exhaust note, at least here in the cabin, isn't as present as you may want it to be.
I get that the steering wheel switches, once programmed, are one-stop shopping for setting up the car, but just simplify the process. There's also a traction control off rear-wheel drive mode here that takes the front wheels completely out of the equation for more experienced track driving. But with lousy road conditions this week, it's taken time to build up confidence in the myriad electronic features intended to keep the M5 pointing straight ahead. So to comment further on steering feel and specific handling traits would be speaking out of school. With a quartet of high-priced packages, carbon ceramic brakes, and carbon fiber interior trim, this M5 tops $146,000. The cabin is gorgeous, fully modern, and graced with vivid ambient lighting, complementing this car's everyday usability, perhaps possessing the widest dynamic range of any car available. But with the added hybrid complexity comes some disharmony that makes this M5 a little less coveted for me. To Test Drive Now, I'm Steve Hanks.